Let's talk about everything. When we work together, we can find answers to heal the heart and mind. I have a lot of stories to tell, times I ran and times I fell. I'm here to say it's gonna be okay. Take my hand, let's be on our way. We're sitting on top of the world. We're gonna rise above the fray. We're gonna find our peace. We'll forge a brighter day. Come take a walk with me. Come take a walk with me. Come take a walk with me.
All right. Hello. I think I'm live. Are we live? Can you hear me? Is anyone here? Boy, I said to myself, tonight's stream, because it was the 3-part series on toxic internet relationships, just focusing on internet-based ones, right? So it was going to be how to spot them and avoid them, how to get out of them if you're in them, and tonight is supposed to be about how to heal from them. My headphones are crackling. Stop that. So the healing process, right? How do you heal from them? However, oh man, my healing journey from this mess has gotten a wrench thrown at it. I am really of two minds right now, right this very moment. Lauren Matthias has pulled some more shit over the weekend, and I've learned more things about what I went through with her that I didn't know had happened back then over the weekend. And I am beyond livid. Absolutely beyond livid. I don't like that. I don't like feeling it. I don't like dealing with it. I wanted to come on tonight and have a really nice, quiet night where we're going to talk about how to heal and how to get over these things, how to focus on real life. I cannot, in good conscience, sit here and play that calm, happy, healy thing. I am so angry. I am so angry. And, I kind of feel a little hypocritical because this goes against everything I've said the last couple live streams we've had, right? And this is part of the healing process. So this is my angle that I'm going to take with this tonight is sometimes when you're healing from these toxic internet garbage things, and you think you're really making a lot of forward movement and everything's falling into place and oh, this is wonderful. Something happens that throws a wrench in your plans and you have to stop and deal with it. So that's what I'm doing right now. I have to stop and deal with everything that just happened the last couple of days with Lauren Matthias, because that's my honest healing journey. Part of that healing sometimes gets really messy, right? And it's not always the path we want to go. I didn't want to have to deal with Lauren anymore. I didn't want to talk about her. I didn't want to think about her. She was gone. But no, she's not. She is not. What happened over the weekend is a couple things. As you all know, I am a huge fan and supporter of Kresha K. Easton. If you don't know who Kresha is, maybe one of the mods could link her channel in chat. She has a channel called Difficult Research. Okay, she is J.J. Vallow's aunt, Tylee Ryan's cousin, Charles Vallow's niece. Right? She is a family member of the victims of Lori and Chad Daybell. She is also wonderful, and she is a bright light, and she has been systematically kept down and marginalized by Lauren Matthias for the last 5 years. Okay? Lauren's live stream was actually kind of a gift in a way, because that 9-hour live stream made a lot of people wake up and be like, what on earth is wrong with this Lauren Matthias lady? And Kresha decided it was her time to speak out. She finally felt empowered enough to speak out and be like, you know what? This lady has done some shit to me and I want to talk about it. And I'm like, all right, great. So I'm watching this all unfold. And I reached out to Kresha because Kresha and I, there's a whole story. There's a whole story. And if you've watched my videos up to now, you know what that story is. But I reached out to Kresha and I went on her live stream. Kresha was talking and she had Kay up, and Kay, who is Kresha's mother, right? We're talking about Kay Woodcock, who is Charles Vallow's sister, JJ's grandmother, Tylee's, she's a family member of the victims of Lori and Chad Daybell, Kresha's mother. So she went on there to talk about some of the ways that Lauren Matthias has impacted her life negatively. And then after Kay, I went up with Kresha, and Kresha and I talked about some of the crap that Lauren did to us, right? Because Kresha and I had forged a friendship. We were doing a lot of research together, and Lauren got right in there with a jackhammer and drove a monstrous wedge between us. She played us off each other in a really horrible way. Disgusting, absolutely disgusting. And when I saw that Lauren had struck that live stream, that was a line for me. I was like, you know what? I'm done playing. I'm done being Mrs. Nice Girl. I got so angry that the next day I made my long message to Lauren Matthias video where I called her out for her shit. I offered to help her, but she's not the type that can be helped. We got to admit that, unfortunately. But at the same time, I called her out for her crap and said, cut it out. I also threw down the gauntlet, said, you want to fight? Come at me. Leave the family alone. Come at me. I'll fight with you all day. You want to go to court? We'll go to court. We'll get teams of lawyers. We'll fight each other for years. I don't care. Just leave the family alone. Okay? She didn't take me up on that offer, on either offer, not to help her or to fight her. So, whatever. That may change. I might be poking the bear a little bit to try and get her attention onto me instead of the family. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But over this weekend, I found out some more of the things that Lauren did to me way back 5 years ago. And obviously, that pissed me off. Of course it's going to piss you off. How could it not, right? And I'm like, whatever, it's over with. It was a long time ago. I don't need to get riled up about that. And I was like, all right, I'm going to grit my teeth and focus on all of my healing tools, right? Which is what we're supposed to be talking about tonight. Healing tools, not Lauren garbage. I'm really mad about that. But it was so we'll talk about what I learned in a little bit, but Lauren, when she struck Kresha's video, right, they gave a lot of different excuses, right? A lot of her hidden gems, sorry, came at me saying, oh, it was because they showed Lauren's phone number. No, that's not what it was. That is not what it was. She struck it for a part of the video where Kresha was showing pictures from one of Lauren's videos of Kresha's own family. Pictures of her parents, pictures of JJ, pictures of Charles. This was her own family that Lauren had gotten the pictures from the family and made a video on. And Kresha was just playing that in the background while she was talking. Right? There was no audio. She was just playing the video because they're pictures of her family. All right. And Lauren Matthias filed a copyright claim. And what I'd like to do is, Boss Lady, maybe if you could grab a link to Kresha's channel or her live from last night. Kresha did a live stream last night. I encourage everyone who's even remotely interested in this Lauren Matthias nonsense to go watch Kresha's video from last night. It was very powerful. Lots of information in there. And I don't want to, stream part of that here. But for all the background, you need to see that video. All right. And in Lauren Matthias's copyright claim, one of the things she says, oh, well, Kresha or the channel Difficult Research was playing my video that I wrote and produced and directed or whatever, all myself, and she's playing it on her channel so people won't watch it on mine. They'll watch it on hers instead, and it's my video. And I'm like, girl, first of all, how many dollary dues have you made off of this family, off of exploiting this family and their pain and their trauma? Right? How many dollars? I'm going to bet quite a few. I'm going to bet quite a few. And you're going to exploit this family, and then you're going to turn around and try to strike a video of one of these family members and think you have a right to do that because, oh, she's taking views away from your channel. Are you absolutely insane? Lauren Matthias, what is wrong with you? Like, you know, I may not have a PhD like John does, but I've studied probably as much psychology as he has. And I'm telling you, girl, I understand cluster B personality disorders. I do not understand what you're doing. I really don't get it. Whether you're, it's not bipolar. It's not a bipolar thing. Are you uh, antisocial personality disorder? Are you histrionic? Are you narcissist? What are you? Because what you're doing defies all logic of all of those. It really does. So I'm not going to diagnose you over the internet because ethically, you don't do that to people. Maybe you should let John know that's a no-no. Don't do that. Okay, so I'm not diagnosing you, but I'm saying, girl, the behavior I've seen from you since your 9-hour live stream has defied all logic and reason. It really has. So I am I'm so furious I can barely sit here and sit still and talk to you right now. Because it's one thing for her to go at me. So I'm like, all right, I'll take up the fight. I'm good with that. I don't mind fighting. I don't mind legal fighting. You want to do it? Let's do it. I mind her continuing to hurt this family. I don't understand it. What exactly is her problem? You know, that's the biggest thing for me is after everything she's done to herself, right? All of what she's going through right now is 100% self-inflicted. Lauren is not a victim of anything. She's a victim of her own stupid choices and decisions. Sure, but that's about it. Okay. So don't come at me with Lauren's a victim because we are not. We are so over that. It's not even funny. But watching what she's doing to Kresha, it brings me to tears and it makes my head explode because I cannot believe what she's doing. Thank you, boss lady. Thank you so much. That is a link to, I believe, the live stream of Kresha from last night. Please watch it. It's important that we stand behind Kresha and that we all support her because what she is going through is targeted harassment. And it's evil. It's just evil. All right. Lauren seems to be acting so proprietary about pictures of the victim's family. That's not her family. It's just not. And going after Kresha, I don't care what side of any case you're ever on in the true crime community. The victims and victims' families are off limits. They're 100% off limits. You don't like what they're doing, you just don't talk about them. That's it. You just be quiet and leave them alone. And Lauren Matthias cannot do that. She cannot do that. Remember, right before her 9-hour live stream, she's now digging her hooks into Colby. That's another family member. Now I want to go back and talk a little bit about what I learned this weekend that happened to me that I didn't even know about all those years ago, because it threw me for a loop. Here I was feeling like, man, I'm so excited to do this Toxic Bliss series, and we're going to talk about narcissists and romantic relationships. We're going to talk about so many things, right? And then I hear this information, and I'm like, oh, dude. All right. All right. I was mad before. I am cold, icy, calculated, angry right now. Really, really angry. So, what I learned, well, let me tell you, I got to tell you the basic story to elucidate what the new information means. I was one of the very, very first channels, not the first, but one of the very earliest channels after Denise Rainey passed away, covering the Vallow Daybell case, right? And then almost right after I started, so many other channels popped up, right? Because this was the big case that everyone was following. And I never had a problem with that. Why would I? The more people looking at this case, the better, right? One thing you will not be able to find on my channel is me ever going after other creators. I never did that. I was doing my thing. They were doing theirs. Everything was great. Part of my process, I remember I was doing a live one night, and I think Kresha popped into the live stream, and Kay, and I was like, oh my gosh, Kresha and Kay. I was like so like astounded that they would even know I existed, right? And I started talking with Kresha. I started talking with Kay. We exchanged emails, we messaged, we exchanged phone numbers. We were talking. I talked to Kay and Larry and Kresha and Annie Cushing, and I was like, this is great. I never brought them on my live stream to exploit them or to try to get clicks off them by saying, look, I talked to Kresha, come on my live stream so I can get clicks. No, I never did that. Right. And I never would have done that unless they wanted to. But it wasn't even a, hey, come on my live stream. No, nope. That was their domain, not mine to push or ask for or do. Okay. So I didn't do that. I did pop over to their live streams, and we were just talking, and it was a good thing. All of the research that I was doing when I was looking at the case, obviously I covered all the legal documents and all that stuff, but I was also looking at the wider group around Lori and Chad, the Melanie Gibbs, Julie Rose, Jason Mouse, all of those people. And I was shocked at a lot of the stuff I was finding, and I would share it immediately with the family if I thought it was impactful, right? And Kresha was also looking in the same direction. She was going much bigger than me. She was just not looking at the people. She was looking at the organizations behind these people, right? And she was doing some amazing stuff. So I would send her all the stuff I had. We would just share documents back and forth and keep on. Here's what I found. Oh yeah, I found this. Well, I found that. Well, this ties with that. And you can do a lot when you're researching stuff together from different angles. You can come up with all kinds of stuff. And that's what Kresha and I were doing. Now, around this time, I also had befriended Lori Hellis. Right? I'm sure most of you know her. And she was coming on my channel a lot. She was giving a lot of legal, not advice as such, but legal interpretations of the documents from court and this and that. She was also, I would go to her when I had legal questions about my coverage, make sure I was staying on the straight and narrow about what I could and couldn't say and this and that. She was extremely helpful, extremely helpful. But then Lauren Matthias started noticing me because I was in a Facebook group, True Crime Underground. Oh, that's a mess. But Lauren Matthias was all over that group, and she would notice me in there, and she said, "Who is this person?" And she starts peeking in at what I'm doing, and then she got her claws in Lori Hellis, right? And pulled Lori Hellis over there. So those two went off to do their thing. I was like, I'm whatever. I'm still doing my thing, right? I don't care what you guys are doing. I'm happy. But Lori Hellis and I were continuing to talk quite a lot, and she knew everything that was going on. And sometimes information, maybe inadvertently, maybe not, got passed to Lauren Matthias. And it was known, certainly within myself and Lori and Lauren, that I was in pretty close communication with the family. And what I learned this weekend suddenly made everything that happened to me make sense. Okay. Now, if you watch Kresha's live from last night and the one before that as well, you'll see where all this comes from. There was a source that had reached out to Kresha that told her about some of the stuff that was going on, right? Such as Lauren Matthias, her angle, her goal was to get an interview with Lori Vallow on her channel. Okay. Now, I don't know. That would be the last person on this planet that I would have ever wanted to interview. The woman can't tell the truth to save her life. She can't even tell the truth to her own son. Listen to Colby's interview with Lori Vallow, and you will hear how crazy Lori Vallow is. There is nothing useful at all you'll ever get out of an interview with her. And I think even Nate's interview with her was disgusting. Like, why are you giving this woman airtime? She's not telling the truth, right? So that's how I felt about interviewing Lori Vallow. That was never anything I wanted to do. Now, remember, y'all know I was talking with Mark Means at the time. If I wanted to interview Lori, I probably could have made that happen. Probably could have. Never even entered my mind to do something like that because that's insane. I had no interest in talking to or sending money to Lori Vallow or interviewing her. Okay. So, uh, because Lauren wanted to interview Lori Vallow so much, she had a couple issues. Right? She wanted to not interview just Lori Vallow, but she wanted to get her hooks in all of the family members. Right? I mean, Kay and Larry and Kresha and Annie and Colby and, whoever else she could find. But at that time, right, this is way, way back in the very early months of this case. At that time, I was the one talking to the family, and I was the one talking to Mark Means, and I was the one with all these contacts that Lauren coveted. She wanted them so badly. And okay, I can kind of understand. However, what we need to understand is the difference. Okay. I was sending all the information I found to the family. I was not asking them for anything. I wasn't asking them to come on my channel. I wasn't asking them to give statements. I wasn't asking them to give me pictures and videos of the kids or anything. I was just relaying what I was learning to them. That's all I was doing. My interest was not to exploit the family. I was also helping Annie Cushing when she was investigating Joe Ryan's death, and we got all the crime scene photos. I spent hours poring over them, right, with magnifying glasses, blowing them up, and going through every single thing in that picture with Annie Cushing, because I was giving to the family. I was giving them information. I was giving them help. I was giving them anything that I thought they might want or need. Okay. Lauren wanted to get close to the family because she wanted to use them. She wanted to use them to sell her channel. And look how important I am. I have these interviews. Oh, look. And even that video Lauren did talking about how her son called Larry Pawpaw. Oh, that made me nauseous. Absolutely nauseous. Because that's all she was doing, was using the family. Now, because in a way, Lauren probably saw me as a big Great Wall of China between her plans. I was in the way. I had to be removed from the situation, right? Because how could she get the family to trust her if they were talking to me? How could she can't have Lori Hellis over here helping me with legal stuff when she needed a lawyer, right? She couldn't have me talking to Kresha, but she also didn't want Kresha talking anyway, right? So, and she didn't want me talking to Mark Means anymore because then I would have more influence when it came to Lori Vallow, right? Because remember, there were times when Mark Means would ask me who people were. Hey, do you know this name? This name's putting money on Lori's books. I'm like, oh, no, I don't know who that is. Weird. Huh. Right. So, as far as Lauren's perspective, I was in her way. I could stop her from reaching her goal. So what did she do? What did she do? She did a couple of things. The first thing is she started telling the family bunches of lies about me. She told them that I was trying to help Lori Vallow, that I was working for her attorney on her behalf, that I was lying to them. I was using them. Right? She's telling she's telling victims' family members absolute bold face, whatever lies about me so they would stop trusting me and stop talking to me. Because then she could have them all to herself. Right? Right? They went on an internet smear campaign like one I haven't really seen, right? About, yeah, she was telling her viewers that Lori Hellis put in her newsletter once that I know a certain podcaster that's working for Lori Vallow's defense attorney. Dun, dun, dun. Right? Bullshit. She knew better. She knew better. But they did that anyway, right? So they absolutely went on all out war to destroy me and my credibility and, how people perceived me, just so that she could get closer and exploit the family. Are you nuts? Are you crazy? I'm like, this can't be real life. This cannot be real life. And it's not real life. It's internet. However, she did that. She did that. And the fact that you would look at someone, right, who was dealing with the loss of three of their family members, right? And then we're also talking about Tammy Daybell and Joe Ryan. So 5 people murdered. And this woman is going to try to find manipulative, evil, backstabbing, lying ways to exploit these victims' family members. Like, I don't know. There's a level of evil that I do not comprehend, and this fits that bar. I can't. I can't. I can't. I don't know what to say. I can't understand how she could have done that. I can't. Now, I do have some selfish. I feel like there's selfish feelings. Like I feel really bad because I adore Kay Woodcock. Like talking to her is like talking to the mom I always wanted and didn't really have. You know, there's a warmth to Kay, there's a wisdom to Kay, there's a fire to Kay that I was fascinated by. Kay Woodcock is an amazing woman. And for me to think that Lauren told her all these horrible lies about me so she wouldn't like me, that really hurts. It really freaking hurts when it's somebody that you respect that much. You know, that hurts me. I cried many tears over that. But when I saw that that was happening, I didn't reach out to Kay and be like, hey, we got to talk about Lauren Matthias and all this stuff going on because it's not true, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I wanted to. Who wouldn't want to do that? You want to protect your name and get the truth out there. But I didn't want to bring more crap on Kay's head. She was dealing with enough. She didn't need that garbage. Right? So I didn't. I was like, well, I have a belief that somebody put it in comments once and they said the perfect thing: truth and time walk hand in hand. I knew that someday, at some point, that truth would come out. And Kay and Larry and Crusher would know that I was not doing any of those things. And they would learn the truth. Finally, that day has come. Finally. All right. So I feel a little better in my heart. But it still hurt. It still hurt because these were people I adored and cared very deeply about. And I had to pull myself out of their world to not have any more pain land on their head because of this crazy Lauren Matthias woman. Right. And I didn't get to be there for them. Right. I didn't get to be there for Kay when she was in the courtroom screaming at Lori, I trusted you. I didn't get to be there for them because of Lauren Matthias, because she lied to them and told them that I was doing these horrible things to them. And she's still going at them. She's going at Kresha, right? I don't know how to stop it. I don't know how to make her stop. Okay. I don't have there's no way. There's no psychological thing I can do because she's not right in the head. Okay. There's no talking her out of it. There's no talking her down from it. There isn't anything to be done that I can do. If the family decides to pursue some kind of legal action, I'm a witness. I got papers. Call me as a witness. I will do anything I can to back you up, right? But Lauren Matthias needs to stop. She needs to stop. Betsy said, you respected them. You didn't want to add to their pain. That's exactly it. Because if you respect someone, you don't add to their pain. And if you respect someone, you don't lie to them about someone they're friends with so they don't like that friend, so they'll be your friend instead. You don't do that. You don't. I think Kresha does need a lawyer now. I think she does because Lauren is pushing the copyright claim, and I think Kresha has a very strong case against her. I do. So, you know. But if it comes to a legal battle, I'm down. I'll go. Let's go. Let's go. You know. And I know a lawyer who might be interested in this. Can you imagine? We get Mark Means to go after Lauren Matthias. Oh goodness, that would be beautiful. Just thinking about that makes me laugh. Hold on 1 second. I need a sip of soda and a little drink. 1 sec. So no, I will not hire Lori Hellis. Lori Hellis and I have some beef. All right. I'm not coming at Lori Hellis, but we have some beef and it's going to stay quiet in the background. Doesn't need to be a public thing. Lauren Matthias, though, that's different. Um, yeah, coming at the family, there's nothing that's going to piss me off more. Nothing else. And to see that she's pushing this copyright thing against Kresha is just so unbelievable. So unbelievable. Um, I did see Kresha in chat tonight in another live, and she has responded to Turtle Boy. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Turtle Boy. I get it. I understand your side. I really do. But I think for Kresha to go on Turtle Boy would be great. Kresha has been kept down and sidelined and marginalized for far too long. She needs to step into her voice. And having a huge channel like Turtle Boy give her some voice would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. Hey, for Maga, I saw you the other day. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of people in chat who saw me trolling around the internet this weekend. Every time I opened YouTube, there was a new live stream about Lauren Matthias from this channel or that channel, channels I've never heard of, and I'm like, oh, what are they saying? So I'd pop in and go see, be like, whoa, all right. Okay, here we go. And it was through all of my trawling around these live streams the weekend that I learned a lot of this information. Now, one of the allegations, and this is an allegation, is that Lord Matthias wanted to get an interview with Lori Vallow. And one of the ways she was going to do this was to use Colby. She was going to tell Lori that if she did an interview with her, all the proceeds from that she would donate to Colby to try to appeal to what? Lori's good motherhood sense? What? Come on, man. That's not even smart. Lori Vallow does not care if Colby has money from Lord Matthias's live stream. She doesn't care. Obviously, she's not a good mother, but that was the tack that Lord Matthias decided to try. I know. She must love her child. I'll tell her I'm going to give her child money. You really think that's going to work on Lori Vallow? For the love of God, woman. But, I mean, this is a woman who was willingly, purposefully, and deceitfully exploiting this family. And yeah, she did some shit to me. Of course she did. But, you know, that's my shit. I'm not a victim's family member. I'm not supposed to be the off limits one. Kresha, Kay, Larry, Annie, Colby, all of them, they are off limits to that stuff. Oh, Kresha's here in chat. Hi, Kresha. I did send you a link if you wanted to pop on. I don't know if you're in the mood for that or not, but if you are, there's a link in your email to the StreamYard. Kresha says, your heart is golden. Yeah, to help people understand the situation, pick one. Lauren Matthias or Turtle Boy. You know my answer, yes. Yes, it needs more eyes on it. And that's why I know a lot of people don't like Turtle Boy, but man, he has a following that could get real eyes, legal eyes, lawyers that might see this and be like, "Oh, we can help with that," and pop in and reach out to the family and be like, "Hey, come on, let's take care of this." We need those kinds of eyes on this story. We need Kresha to finally be in a place where Lauren can't touch her anymore. And she's not going to be silenced. She struck a live stream with Kay and Kresha talking about it. Like, how can you do that? Oh, awesome. Kresha's going to come up with us. Man, ugh, you know, I'm not into like medication, but if I could have a Valium right now, oh, I would like one. So, yeah, Um, as soon as Kresha comes up, we're gonna talk about that. I do want to say on the actual topic that was supposed to be tonight, um, healing from toxic internet relationships. I am 5 years out from this mess, and I am still sitting here with my hands shaking because I am so upset. So healing from these things is not easy. I will do another proper live stream where we talk about this when I am calm and I am coherent. I am so rather I'm literally, guys, I've lost my shit. That's all I can tell you. I have lost my shit. To think what Lauren Matthias did, and I've lost it on two levels. First, the shit she did to me, and then the shit she's done to the family. Obviously, that's more important. I'm not saying I'm that level of important, but I feel it. It hurts. Okay, it really hurts. I have a lot of pain, and I need to admit that and share the journey with you. Because if you guys find yourselves in toxic internet relationships, you're going to feel this shit too when you go to heal. Right? So why don't we have the whole healing process, the ugly on top of the good? This is ugly. Right now, I'm feeling very ugly because I am not wishing positive things. And I don't like that. I don't. But you can't be nice sometimes. You just can't. Coral says, it's still occurring. Just so, yeah, Coral, that's it. It hasn't stopped. Okay. I'm not just angry about 5 years ago. Angry about something that happened yesterday. It's still happening. And it's not just this one case or this one family. She did this with people in Delphi. Look at what she did with the Murdoch case with releasing that audio file. She did the same thing in the Vallow case, releasing information she was not supposed to release. So this is habitual, right? Her behavior has happened over and over and over again. This is nothing new. And if it doesn't stop now, it's not going to. We need to make it stop. Now, I'm not saying harass Lauren. Obviously, she's immune to public outcry because she doesn't hear it, she doesn't get it. Um, she's we just need someone's got to stop her. I don't know how. I don't know if it's going to have to be legal, if all of the people that she has hurt, including myself, we all get together and all go to court together. Me and Christina and this family and the people in Delphi and everyone. Let's just all get together and all go together and be like, hey, hey, you know. But what's really got me, and what got me after watching Kresha's live last night, was that all of the really nasty things that she accused me of all over Twitter and YouTube and Reddit, all of those things that she accused me of that I was not doing are things she was actually doing. And one thing I've said about dealing with in my series about narcissists is every accusation is a confession. Everything she ever accused me of was her confession to her actually doing it herself. And man, does that piss me off. Like, really. She's out there trying to get to Lori Vallow because she wants to have an interview with her. She's using the family to try and get to that end, She was willing to use Colby to do it. She was willing to use Kay and Larry all over her channel to get clicks and grow her following and grow her base. Ugh. Yeah, it is. It's absolutely Darvo, and it is projecting. Yeah. She accused me of making things up that she later used as scoop. Yes. Yes, Joe. How she did that many times, not just once. She would say, "Oh, that Eamon Reese said this on her channel. That's absolutely not true." And turn around and boop, look, she's got a scoop, which is the information I actually had. But she used it as a scoop after trying to make me look ridiculous for making stuff up that I didn't actually make up. You know what I mean? So this is what Lauren Matthias does. This is what she's done with Christina. If you go look at the videos, I'm sure a lot of you have seen them. Christina's Meta Glasses videos. Who was stalking who? If you're sitting in a bar for 2 hours having a nice night, and somebody comes in and circles the bar looking for you, and oh, good, there she is. Haha, please get rid of her. And then you show up somewhere else. So you leave, go somewhere else. And what if she follows you over there? She gets to kick you out of there too. That is not Christina stalking you. I'm sorry. That looks more like you're stalking her. What are you doing? You know? So anyway, I'm gonna bring Kresha on. We're gonna just I don't know what's gonna happen. We're gonna let loose. Let's see. Here she is. Hey.
It's getting hot in here.
Oh,
No, he said we're gonna kick it loose, so that's part of that song.
I lost my mind last night in your live stream watching it.
Mm,
I was like, oh no. And I was like hopping up and down, yelling, and my husband's like, whoa, what just happened? I'm like,
yeah,
you're not gonna believe this.
it was bull crap, right?
Oh my God.
But whatever happened, I don't know. The planets might have aligned or something. I don't know, but I didn't get too stuck,
Good.
and
Good.
so I was able to kind of. I feel like I was able to be more like effective and kind
There
of
was so much
stay the course.
information last night. It was
Yeah.
so good, and I was just like gobbling it up. I was like, wow. So we've linked it in chat. Hopefully, everyone go check it out. Because man, you got some info dumped this weekend.
Actually, it's been like accruing and everything, but I always have such a hard time like with my thoughts and getting it
Mm,
out in a organized or semi-organized kind of way. And it's so damn messy
it is
that
messy.
I mean, I even messed up last night whenever I was trying to explain what Lauren, see what I'm saying? What
Yeah.
Lauren was trying to do or allegedly trying to do, according to my source, um,
Yep.
about obtaining Colby. And I'm like, I said that on last night, I said that Lauren was trying to get a interview with Colby. And I'm like, no. When I went back and I always watch because,
Yeah.
for things like that, so I can correct
Yeah.
myself.
Well, because you're not just dealing with the set of facts, you're dealing with all of the emotions that those
Yeah,
set of facts bring out, and they're heavy.
they are
They're
very
heavy.
heavy.
And I was watching you last night, and I was like trying to send you like a psychic hug, like you got this, hold it together, you got this, because I can't
Yeah.
even imagine how you got through reading that information live
I
without
just
just
had to I
losing
had
it.
to kinda keep away from the chat. That's fun.
Yeah.
I wanna talk, I wanna chit chat, and I wanna see what everybody's saying, but I'm like, "Okay, I just gotta do it though. I gotta put my head down." Not every
Mhm.
time is a good reading, I'm just I can read, but ever since all the stuff happened with, 2019 and on, um, it it's like it trauma messes with your brain,
Oh
okay?
yeah.
It causes, like, early, dementia,
Hmm.
um, I can't remember the other one, of course,
Yeah,
Alzheimer's.
you
Yeah,
you
there we
can't
go.
you can't organize your thoughts because every thought brings a new emotion, which leads you to a different thought and a different fact and a different emotion, and you're on like a merry-go-round that will not
And,
stop.
on top of that, ADHD,
Mhm.
so it's like, yeah, it's crazy and it's hard to deal with, but, I mean, I get frustrated with myself enough, but I always
Mhm.
try. It's not like I'm not trying, I'm like, "Okay, well, maybe this time will be different," and then as soon as I hit go live, it's like I don't know what sets off in my brain, but it's like a beep, 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 I just can't get it out. It's weird. I'll
I
never
don't
get
know.
used.
I watched your last. I don't know. Watched most of your lives, but the last two were very on point. You really seem to lock a lot of stuff down, and it was great. It was great to listen to. Um, but
Thank
the
you.
emotion, you can feel your emotion behind it when you're talking, and it hurts.
It
It
does.
really hurts. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand is why can't you just let this go?
But and
Because
they yeah.
it's still happening.
Right. Yeah. Well, everybody else, you know what I'm saying? Like this was my whole thing to begin with was that when this is over, she gets to walk away just like she's doing until it's an anniversary or somewhere where there's profit to be made. Okay.
Hmm.
Then that's when they come back. And not just her, there's a whole slew of them. It's not just one person. She's just the one that made me feel shitty the most,
Right.
you know. But I mean, pretty much everybody else has been very respectful. I mean, let me just put that out there. She's the only one I've had this kind of experience with, period.
Right. Hmm.
Thank God.
Thank goodness. Yeah, exactly. Thank
I
goodness.
mean, yeah. So, like, I don't know. She's and I don't get to walk away. I don't get to turn this off. I don't get to put Lori on mute and talk
Yep.
over her. I know that's been something for some people, but no, I don't like listening to her, Chad. I don't like listening to Lauren. I don't like listening to a lot of people, but I still go. Why? Because it's my family.
Yep.
Why? Because I want to know what's out there so I can speak intelligently about it and
Yeah.
not just random or not in the know. And I mean, there's a lot of things I don't know, but I try to stay as much as humanly possible in touch.
Yep. But you shouldn't have the specter hanging over your head of Lauren Matthias still
Mm-mm.
messing with you and still messing with your life and your family's lives,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and she just will not stop. And I don't understand that. I
Yeah.
can't. I can't.
If
I wish I
if
could
she
explain
had
it.
like if I violated her rights, copyright and or any other right, I would be the first one to be like, I'm sorry. And I will. If I come to find out, there's something that I just am not seeing that I violated of hers, I will be the first one to tell her I'm sorry. I will
Right.
publicly do it because that's the right thing to do. But it's just the fact of just her response to YouTube copyright or whatever. I don't even know what to call it yet.
Yeah.
The
The
complaint,
claim.
where
Yeah.
she actually put the $40 down, and I don't even know what that means. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyways, because I don't engage in lawfare. I mean, I've been divorced twice. They were easy peasy. 6 months they were done or less. Um, I don't. That's not me. That's Lori.
Yep.
That seems to be Lauren too.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, because that's disgusting. How can you be so righteous or so different than the very people you claim to cover
See,
when
and
you do the
that's
same nasty things?
the copyright claim when I read it, when you posted it, was like, wait a minute. How much money have you made off this family's trauma? And you're going to copyright strike because you use a few minutes of one of your videos without even the audio? That's so egregious to you that you would do this when you have profited off of their pain for
Mhm.
years? You got to be nuts, man.
And
You know?
still
Yeah.
going.
Yep.
Now, I happened somebody was reviewing this earlier on another channel, and I'm glad because I've been meaning to go and look at the views that were on the video of my mom and Larry of that
Hmm.
interview with that shocking, that salacious title,
Yeah.
by the way, while we're pointing that out.
Clickbait.
Yep,
Clickbaity title.
clickbait, and it's gross. But so I want to say there were like 24,000 views on that. So, I mean, I'm just saying, I just wanted to kind of note it and say that publicly. So, you know,
Hmm.
put it on the record. But I mean, yeah. So this whole time since October 26th, well, I went to bed after we ended the live. And then I woke up the next morning, was watching, I think I put it on Turtle Boy, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I saw people in the chat saying that, the video had been taken down. And I was like, oh, why y'all spreading misinformation like
Right,
that?
right.
I was thinking that I'm eating my cereal. And then I see a couple more comments and I'm like, oh, damn, it's spreading. So I was like,
Mhm.
let me go look. And I went and
Sure
looked
enough.
and it was gone. And I was like, you fucking bitch. You
Yep.
fucking bitch.
That was the red line for me because I had come on after you were on, and then you had your mom on. She had her things to say, and then I came on and you and I talked for a while. I was like, okay, all right, I've said my piece. I can go on about my life. And then the next morning when I saw that was struck, I was like, oh, hell no. That's it. I'm coming back because I can't. I cannot let her stand and stay mute anymore.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm so glad because just by you adding your voice, your experience, and what you know of the situation, it has confirmed so many things for me. And I
Hmm.
like people are expecting receipts, and I'm just like, what do you want? Do you want my blood? What do
Right.
you want from me? I'm telling you what happened to me. I don't give you or anybody else that I know of any reason to doubt me. Like I don't
Right.
have a track record of lying. I mean,
Hmm.
I get things wrong all the time, but that's because of the research I do. I'm just
Right.
trying to see if oh, this is a new theory. I mean, whatever. I'll
Yep.
never know. I'll never know why because the narratives have been set, the trials have been adjudicated. They've been sentenced. They're done. So the damage is done.
Yep.
All I can do is just try to do right by my family members, well, both
Yep.
my living family, my posterity, and to Tylee, Charles, and JJ. And then I'll always add Tammy and Joe. They're not my
Yep.
family, but they're always in there. But
Yep.
whenever I speak out publicly or in potential upcoming, proceedings or whatever, filings, I don't want people to be like, oh my God, why didn't she, save Joe or Tammy?
Right.
Anyways,
Right.
because it's just technical, like being technical. And yeah, I don't know. I'm technically, I'm related to 3 of the victims, and so one thing that's aggravating the shit out of me that I don't know if people are not getting maybe, and I think that this would help amplify, not amplify, but I guess amplify the message, um, is that I'm not a YouTube creator. I'm a family member first.
Right. Right.
I found, my way onto YouTube because of the case, because my family was, Tylee and JJ were missing, because Charles was murdered, because she effed with my family. They rated my mom dark, and gave
Yep.
her a freaking zombie name, and she was effing with my family. She meaning Lori,
Right.
and she's my aunt, like by marriage, thank God, former now, but you know what I'm saying. Like it's not that it's so deep. It's so deep,
Hmm.
and it's wrong. And
I
that's why I'm here. And then Lauren, in my opinion, made it to where it was hell. And I had to be quiet about it.
Yep.
Well, I mean, because it was not a safe place, not even for me as a family member. It was not safe. I did
Hmm.
try to talk out about this here and there and sprinkle it throughout because it was pissing me off. But I didn't know enough about everything. I didn't have solid, proof or evidence, whatever.
Through all the last 4 years or however long it's been, anytime you would do a live and mention something about Lori Hellis or my name would come up, I would get a flood of like texts and emails. Crash, I just mentioned you. Oh my God, go check it out. Like she did. Oh my God. Maybe she knows I wasn't really lying to her. I wasn't really doing all these things to her. Maybe she knows. And it was Jen, actually, the L mom, who finally told me, will you calm down? Kresha knows it's okay. And I was like,
Mhm.
"Are you sure? Are you sure?" She's like, "Of course she knows." So
I
Jen
mean,
really calmed me
yeah,
down over the years. She was wonderful.
you don't have a track record of triangulating my family. She
No, I
does.
do not. exactly.
and
It's
others, in my opinion. So
yeah, one thing I
it's
was telling Chat before you came on, I saw you in Chat, was that when I was talking to you and Kay and Larry and Annie and the family, I was just relaying information that I had come up with
you were
to you.
open about it too.
Right.
And I was
Here's
like, I
what I
don't care as
found.
long as it don't help her. That's the only thing I
Right.
was, hesitant about.
Yep.
It's like as long as I'm not active, but I mean, I don't care. Whatever we have to do for the truth, I don't give a shit if it's her
Right.
defense, his defense. I'm here for the victims and for what is this,
Hmm.
and that's what you were about. And I mean,
Yep.
I heard you say earlier too that I was much going much bigger, looking much, to the people much bigger. No, it just turned out to be that way.
Right. Right.
But I
But
mean,
my goal was just to pass you the information that I had
mhm.
through research or whatever. It's like, here, and I would call you and I'd call you, here's what I found. Here's this about Melanie Gibb or blah 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 blah. I was never come on my channel, right? Let me make videos of you all over my channel. It was never about that. And Lauren's entire thing was about that.
Yeah,
And I'm like, wow, that's two totally different worlds that I can't even reconcile in my brain,
nope.
you know? And the
It's
whole time this was
inverted.
happening, she was doing the things that she had accused me of doing. Lying to the family, exploiting you, da 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 da. I'm like, no, girl, that was you.
Mhm.
That not me.
Double
You know,
crossing you. Yeah,
exactly.
being a
And
snake.
very,
That's
very
that was
much.
my experience too, because that's what it felt like. That's what it looked like to me. But at the same time, I was looking at everything all the
Hmm.
time because I was hyper vigilant. Why? Because that's my trauma response,
Yeah.
obviously. And it's just the way I don't know. It's just the way the cookie crumbled. I don't know.
Yep.
I hate it. I wish I didn't see anything, you know? But no, no, not me. I gotta see it all. But
Yeah.
I couldn't put it together. But then, I mean, all of a sudden you see just this throwing you under the bus. Awen's
Hmm.
just a piece of shit all of a sudden. But yet they were all, they were right there up her ass until they weren't.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then what happened was they started throwing you under the bus. And then Hellas seemed, in my opinion, allegedly, she appeared to have gotten a big head about this. And
Yeah.
she went on to challenge Judge Boyce, which I'm down. I'm for that. However, not when my parents have to fly to Rexburg and specifically told me they went because they wanted to make sure she kept their
Yep.
names out of her mouth.
Yep. That's
And
crazy.
so, yeah, so she went to challenge Judge Boyce for the sealing of all the records. And I mean, I'm against that.
Yep.
I'm for Lori Ellison or, justice. Okay. But not with what was going on. So then that is when Lauren, in my opinion, began to distance big time herself from
Right.
Lori
Alice.
Hillis.
Yep.
That's exactly how it went down in my mind.
Yep. I mean, Lori Ellis has her involvement in all this, but Lauren used her as much as she used everybody else,
Yep.
and until
Actually,
she was useless to her, and then cut her off and turned on her.
I appreciate what Lori has been able to produce. She's produced actual freaking evidence,
Hmm.
that
Yep.
definitely her claims have not been bogus, have not been slanderous, have not been anything like that.
Yep.
It's pretty shady what is being whatever
Yeah. Yeah.
implied,
That's a whole nother world of garbage.
alleged. Oh, I know, but it's like
Oh.
there's many parts of this. And I mean, again, I didn't know I was going to be part of this. I've been part of this. If you think about it,
Yep.
I've had to shove it down so far
How do
that
you? I have a question for you. How do you handle the internet now, knowing that you've been so played by these people so hard?
I
Like, how
mean,
do you trust anybody?
because
You
I'm
know?
always the same.
Yeah.
I'm always the same. I
Yes.
cannot control other people, nor do I want to.
Mhm.
So that's the difference, I believe, between Lauren and me and
Right.
Lauren, whatever, and me and everybody else. Like I mean, and then once I'm betrayed, or once my trust is taken for granted, then that's a wrap. And I
Yep.
don't know, I've always been like this, even with my ex-husbands, okay, where as soon as I'm done. Like,
Really
I
done.
know
Yep.
that I've exhausted every avenue. I've done everything that I could to try and, make it work, rectify it, whatever, and when I'm done, and I mean, I always had the mindset of, well, we started out as friends. Shit just didn't work out. You go your way, I'll go mine. And that's it. We just have
Yep.
to co-parent, that's huge. But anyways, I mean, it's just there's no sense in it. I haven't left people or relationships or friendships. I haven't left friendships. First off, I have this two same best friends that I've had since junior high.
Mm.
I mean, so it's like, okay, I don't have that problem. I don't know what that means. But I mean, I'm not saying it's a problem and I'm not trying to gloat or anything like that. But honestly, I've never had that problem. Now I had like a killer aunt in my family, didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
there's that, but so I'm not saying I'm better or whatever. I'm just
Yeah.
saying it comes in different forms, I guess.
Yeah. For me, I guess that's the hardest thing is I don't because like Lori Hellis and Lauren and they got so close to me only to use me as
Hmm. A
fodder for
stepping
whatever they're
stone.
thinking. Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
And so for me, trusting anyone is like, I don't know about this. I'm paranoid now. I'm scared of people and I don't want to trust anyone on the internet.
Yeah,
And that's not cool,
rightfully
man.
so. I understand, but
Yeah.
that they don't define and they don't make up the whole world. Have
No, they
you
don't.
also not noticed the justice seekers,
Yep.
okay, that have come out of the woodworks and they're just like, "Rah!" That's the
Hmm.
the awesome and beautiful part of this experience for me. I mean, when I say this journey, this whole thing, when shit was so dark, and I mean, I'm talking about 2021 when it was so dark for me. I especially looking back, I can tell you that at that time it felt really bad. I didn't even want to. I felt how is that? How's that? How do I put that? I felt guilty because I could breathe and they couldn't.
They couldn't. Mm.
Right. And so I felt guilty for even and I remember just laying in the bed. I mean, as long I couldn't even sleep anymore. That's how long I had, just tried to just dissociate basically.
Right.
And just I didn't want to be here anymore. I didn't want to off myself, but I'm just saying I didn't want to be here
Right.
anymore. Like
Survivor's
what
guilt
for?
is something most people never have to deal with, and it can be life crushing. It really can.
On top of everything else, because there
Yep.
was also the abuse, in my opinion, that was and stuff I didn't even know about. That's the part that pisses me off the most right now is looking back and having to like go through memories, right? And I've been going through screenshots for weeks now, okay? And I finally found today, where Lori and Lauren, because I think those episodes have been privated. I've been told. I have not gone and
Hmm.
looked of all the ones with Lori Hillis, but I was on to that a long time ago. And so I
Yep.
screen recorded a lot of things. I told you I do things with intention. And so I would send a super chat so that she would acknowledge me. I knew my parents or, my mom or whomever, other family members were in there. And I'm like, well, maybe they'll see. Maybe they'll see that she only addresses me whenever, I mean, just I'm trying
Yep.
to like show without really I'd already tried to tell my mom and that didn't go well. And
But
it
it's like,
made I'll
how
say it
much
caused a
more? Yeah, how much
go
more
ahead.
crap can you dump on your mom's head at that time too?
I didn't
It's like
right.
it was. Oh
That's that's
man.
tricky. That's
Hmm.
tricky. Um because I knew that they had a different experience with Lauren and John. And so it's just anyways, the
Yes.
rift it caused was because I put up boundaries because I was like, "Mm-mm, there's nobody safe
Right.
in my world." you know, there's outsiders, and that's it. There's Jason. Thank
Yeah.
God. Thank God for Jason. But I mean, he's had his own health issues and everything since all this at the same time, I mean,
I remember kind of a funny story about Jason. I remember being on the phone with you when you had discovered some link between someone in Rexburg and someone in this culty group, and we were both on the phone like, oh my God, right? And Jason's like, it's okay. I remember him like totally like calming you down, like it's okay, breathe, you know. And that was
he's
all those years ago, and he's always been a rock for you. That
still
is
do it.
amazing,
I
absolutely
still do
amazing.
this. I'm like, "Hey, do you know what this means? Do you
Yeah.
know what this means? I knew it. I knew it,
Yep.
It's usually my first big speed bump, because
Mm,
it's like he's not opposite. He's my biggest supporter, but he's also like the first person I got to get it past,
right, right. Yep. Yep.
or, question my sanity. I'm like, I'm not crazy. This is not my crazy, right?
Right.
And he's like, no, babe. I'm like, you would tell me, right? You have to tell me
Yep.
ever.
Because
Yeah.
boy, there's some crazy stuff that someday I want all this nonsense to end so we can look at all that crazy stuff because it
Yeah.
needs to be out. It needs to be looked at but it's like
It does.
there's just so much other garbage right now that we're getting bogged down in
I
and
orbit,
it keeps
so
coming.
you're in
Yeah.
luck. Now I'm picking.
Yeah.
I do. I orbit. I mean, and actually, through Lauren revealing herself, it actually revealed some really, really curious
Yeah.
connections to Mitt
Yeah.
Romney, to the upper echelons of the
Yep.
LDS Church. So,
I was
it is what
the
it is.
Vandersloot information in East
Mm,
Idaho News blew my mind, and suddenly I understood a lot of things that happened back then. I'm like, oh
hmm.
wow. All right. It's like Nate, call me. We gotta talk. I
And
gotta
I mean,
talk to Nate.
I want people to understand too that I'm not like accusing
No,
Nate or Frank Vandersloot for that matter, but I do think it needs to be known.
it needs to
It needs
be
to be
out there.
transparent.
Just
Yeah.
yeah, transparent. Exactly.
Not for
Exactly.
me to find or anybody else to find and put together and present,
Yep.
right? Because then now I'm being retaliated against. Why? Because they should have made it public a long time ago. I don't know.
Yep.
And not been so defensive in these Facebook groups and stuff when you say, "Oh, Frank Vandersloot owns East Idaho News." Oh, what are you doing?
Right. Right.
It's like you can't even ask questions, and I like to ask questions. I don't have the answers. I'm just here. I ask questions, and I don't know. I'm like, this looks familiar or similar.
Yeah.
Let me know
My
what you think.
mother. Sorry. My mother had a saying: "Don't upset the apple cart." Right?
Oh, I've
And
never heard
that's
that.
exactly what bringing these things to light is doing, and that's why they're fighting
Hmm.
so hard against it.
Yeah,
Because when you put the pieces together, you can't help but go, "Uh-oh." And they don't want anyone to do that. Don't look. Don't ask, don't tell kind of a thing.
right.
It's like, no,
Just sit
nuh-uh.
down and be a good little victim.
Yep,
Be
exactly.
quiet.
Exactly.
Smile. Let me flaunt you. And that's a big, big, huge thing. I'm digging into this CrimeCon crap. CrimeCon
Yeah.
crap.
The videos, Christina wearing the meta glasses, genius. Oh my
Very.
god, that was absolutely genius. I am so proud of that girl. Like, wow.
Mhm.
Uh and watching them, you get a very different perspective on what happened at CrimeCon versus what Lauren says happened at CrimeCon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It really does not look good for Lawrence Camp, in my
no,
opinion.
it does not.
So, I mean, and that was probably one of the most betraying things to me was that I'm the bigger person. I already know. I mean, I know, and I'm not trying to be righteous or whatever. I'm just saying I am. I've had to be so many
Right.
times over and over and over again. And so whenever I watched her live, I had joined in. It was 55 minutes in, and I'm like, "Oh crap, what the hell's going on?" So I missed the first 55 minutes. I didn't see that till I don't even know if I have still, but
Mm,
but and I mean, she played that video of Grayson recording her in the bed crying. And anyways, so I'm just saying, like, I participated in the chat. They were pinning my comments. They were pinning Colby's. They were pinning Nancy Joe's. They were just, regular clout drop.
Yep.
She didn't have time to really shout out. So, I mean, at the very end, when she's going through all her super chats and her memberships, and I'm just like, she's not even acknowledging them. She's just clicking through them because she got it like that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
and her video was monetized before going live. So I only know that because people complained after the fact, or mentioned, I say complained. They mentioned that they were having to do ads every 10 minutes on that 9-hour
Mm-hmm.
live. And that tells you everything. I never got a chance to monetize mine that she took down.
Oh, goodness.
Just saying. So it's like,
Yep.
who's doing what, hooker?
Yep.
Oh man.
So yeah, it's
To find out that
Lauren
I was
Matthias.
again,
Yeah.
that part, that was a wrap for me. And that's when I, because like at the, you make it through that whole 9-hour live. I don't too much care for her to begin with, but she kind of grew on me. I had to go look at her stuff. I had to go. She's now a part of it, unfortunately. This sucks.
Yep.
And I mean, a lot of people are like, oh my God, Dr. John said this, Dr. John said that. Like he freaking invented sliced bread. And I mean, I just never got it. Whatever. I'm not down on anybody who did.
Mm.
I'm in a different, perspective of everything. I get it. Like I'm not shaming anybody. Nobody. I'm just glad you're here. I'm glad you made it here. and that you can be another testament to the bullshit.
Yep.
But to find out after the fact, I even shared Duty Ron's interview before it even came out, with her. And even though he never supported me, even though I saw him support Megan, I saw him support Lauren, whatever. Right. I didn't, I don't sit there and cry over that. I'm not upset. The sun comes up for everybody every day. But I just, anyway, so I like shared that on my community wall. And then to find out a couple of days later, I start, what do you call that? Demystifying, deconstructing. That's that's the word. Lauren. And because I always watch things more than once. I don't comprehend. I mean, that is something Lauren said I don't do very well, is comprehend. Ugh. Remember that? And I mean, she's right. I have had comprehension problems since I was a kid. But I mean, if we're calling a spade, I'm just saying.
I don't know. You've seen through a lot of stuff over the years. I've been like, whoa, I didn't even think of that. You comprehend. You maybe process it a little different, but you get there and you pick up on things and you get it, And that 9-hour live, when I first watched it, I thought she was talking about her stalker. I thought it was Lori Ellis. I was like, oh man, they're eating each other's faces. This is great. I had no idea who Christina was. I knew nothing.
You got the bath salt and everything.
Right. So that's why I was watching it like, whoa. And then I was like, wait, that's not Lori. Who are you talking about? Who the heck's Christina?
I know. I was still unclear at the end of it.
Yeah.
I was still unclear at the end of that 9-hour live. And so it took me a couple of days, right? I had to sleep after that, first off.
Yeah.
I had to pair my eyes after that as well. They were blurry as all get out. I was like, I can't even see anymore.
Yeah.
But so I went to Burnt Toast. That's how I found Burnt Toast. She was her channel that was just now taken down. I don't know if it has to do with Lauren or somebody else, but
it's possible.
Somebody that
there was an AI glitch on YouTube over the weekend.
Is it back?
It could have been that. Burnt Toast doesn't know for sure yet. So it could have been Lauren, or it could have been the AI glitch. We're not sure yet.
Or it could be some other,
right?
Some Betty.
Could be. Yep.
All right. Another self-righteous, exalted person. Yeah. Either way, I mean, I've got people coming saying the most vile things, to me, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm not
Mhm.
understanding. I- it reminds me of leave Brittany alone. It's like
Yeah.
leave Lauren alone.
Yep.
Tired of this effing shit or whatever they said, and I'm just like, wow, damn.
Yeah, someone in chat just mentioned Gigi from Pretty Lies and Alibis. I don't personally know what Lauren did to Gigi, and right now Gigi is dealing with the passing of her grandmother.
I know.
So
I
I'm certainly
cried.
not going to reach out to her right now.
Whew.
But I know that she did pass a message to me that she would like to talk to me at some point because back then Gigi did believe the stuff that Lauren was saying about me, and even made a video or two about it. And so I blocked her from everything because I wasn't dealing with it. No anger towards Gigi, but I didn't
Oh
want to
yeah,
hear
yeah.
people trash me like that.
Girl, I
But
just forgot.
I think at some point Gigi and I might sit down and have a conversation about it. It
She
would be
wants.
nice to heal that rift too. That would be
Y'all
nice.
were
So
triangulated, right? I'm
yes,
sure.
we
I
were.
mean, we
Yep,
could pretty much come to that.
yep. That's Lauren's game, and I'm sure that's what she's doing with Christina and Lindsay and all of them. And I think we need a giant live stream where all of us get together on panel at once.
Who would that be? That would be me, you,
You, me, your mom if she's
Lori,
willing, that would be cool. Christina, Gigi.
Lori Ellis.
She also went after Kathy at Left Undone. There's a bunch of other little channels too that kind of
Mhm.
got lost in the fray that Lauren has
Law
gone
and
after.
crime. No, I'm being-
Law and crime, law
Yeah.
and crime, my stalker.
Oh my god. She's a little full of herself. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And I don't understand the Megan Conner. Megan Conner came long after I was gone. I've never even looked at her videos. I don't really want to, but I know she's a Cox family member. And honestly, this may be terrible. That's all I need to know. Not interested.
Mhm.
The L mom, yes. If we could get, I have reached out to
Oh
Jen.
yeah.
She hasn't answered, so I'm not sure if
I
I
need
even
to
still have the right number. She might,
I
because she
will
got
too.
me. Do you have her newer number?
Probably not.
Okay, I'll email it to you. She gave me a new number about 6 months ago because her other phone kept getting hacked, and so
Oh
she got
my
a brand
god.
new one.
Oh my god, it pisses
Yeah,
me off.
I know.
How do you and
She's
that caused a rift too because it was like I felt like it was my fault
oh no.
for her having I mean, I'm not trying to take away from her, but like no. But this is what it did, at least from my side, because it was like, oh my God, well, because of my connection to the Daybell case, she's getting attacked. She
Mm,
stood up for the victims, and the bracelet thing too. Remember those?
yeah. Oh
And
yeah,
then
the
how Lori
bracelet gate.
Ellis, I don't know if you ever knew this part,
I heard
but
about it from watching one of your live streams, but I wasn't there at the time. So yeah.
uh, well, Lori Ellis had sent me an email with Tylee and JJ's faces on it. It was like just a drawing or whatever. I don't know.
Hmm.
And something about putting it on shirts to flood the internet, right?
Mm,
Right around the trials, just like she said for the bracelets, but which I was
right.
also trying to earn money to or raise money, whatever, to get to the trials to be able to be there for 6 weeks. Anyways, but they're just doing free giveaways, trying to get everybody's email address basically in order to push her book.
Yep.
That's what it looked like to me. So, I mean, maybe there's good intentions behind it too, but that wasn't my experience.
Yeah.
Um, so, but if I had to rank them, Lauren is the top.
She seems to be the
Mm,
the center
matriarch.
of all of it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have gone out and done things on her behalf,
Yep.
but when it all comes
Because
down to it, it all gets traced back to her.
because according to my source says that Lauren said allegedly, none of this can get back to me,
Yep.
which is the whole point of having middlemen and
Yep.
and people. I mean, if my boss told me to do something, I mean, I wouldn't really know the depth of it.
Hmm.
I mean, who knows what people would do?
Yep.
But the way it's framed by just how what I gathered from Annie Elise, just sharing, just kind of vague, not naming anybody, but just saying it sounded so like Lauren allegedly, threw Lindsay under the bus
Yeah.
and make framing her to be what? Oh, psycho who
Mm,
introduced you to your stalker? Oh, that's probably the keeper of the receipts.
yep.
And not to mention, I did get, I mean, I've been in contact with Lindsay, but I mean, we've done nothing but small talk. I mean,
Right.
I'm not going to show proof, but you can take my word,
Yep.
and I mean, I'm not going to push. I'm not going to, um, she had reached out to me after the memorials, um, during Chad's trial, asking, she just asked me about, I'm talking about Lindsay, uh, about Summer Shiflett and Edgar,
Hmm.
the Edgar
Yeah.
connect. And that was it though. But so I had her email, but then I guess she had heard me saying I'm gonna contact her, and so she contacted me instead. But so I've been seeing her around the web, and but yesterday at 11:30 p.m. she said, "Hey, I was watching your live stream, and I can tell that you're trying to get the details right. If it's helpful, I'm open to jump on a call to go over the Lori situation and share what I know. You're mostly right, and I can fill in the rest if you ever want it."
Mm.
Yes, I do.
Yes,
So,
please.
yes. And I also emailed Turtle Boy back. Did I tell you that already?
Good. Yeah, I saw you say that in live. I was going to ask you about it because people in chat are asking that people really want you to go on Turtle Boy.
I
I
do
want
too.
you to go on Turtle Boy. I want to go on
Mom,
Turtle Boy. Like,
he had offered mom to go on with him a long time ago, but there was no reason she
right.
didn't think at that time. Um, and she was like, I wouldn't want to do that now. She's done, like, she don't want nothing to do with any of this crap.
Yeah.
Like, she don't want to be in the spotlight. Neither do I. But I've been fighting a different battle than what my mom's been fighting.
Yes.
And that's
Yes, you have.
how I want to kind of explain that, you know. That's a good way to
Hmm.
explain it, actually, because I'm kind of behind the scenes, and they were the face of it, of this operation. I don't know what to call
Yep.
it, of this mission, this quest, this tragedy.
Yeah.
And they have their own healing to do and their own grieving to do, and different dynamics of the family, like, I don't know.
Everyone needs to deal with this betrayal and the stress of it in their own way. And I can understand why your mom might not want to go on Turtle Boy.
Yeah.
That doesn't really seem her
Yeah.
comfort zone.
Yeah.
I don't think she'd probably be like, "No, don't you use that language around me, young man."
Oh,
I
wow.
I could see a clash of personalities there, because he's
Well,
a
it's just,
little
yeah. Oh,
he
I
gets a
love
bit
it. I
much.
love it.
I do too.
People think that I don't have that kind of charisma, or not charisma, but that kind of attitude too. I do. I just hold it back a
Yep,
lot.
yep, yep.
Lots of restraint. I
But
mean,
it's
until I,
also a volatile community that he has,
yeah,
and I'm worried like, oh,
the
I wouldn't
pitchforks.
want thinking of my image in my head of Kay Woodcock being exposed to that volatility is like, no, keep her safe, wrap her in bubble wrap,
I think
you know,
that could be what everybody's reaction is. Those who don't care for Turtle Boy,
right?
it's like people are protective, and I do appreciate that. Don't think I don't, but please just know that I mean, yes, I've been obviously oppressed, but I didn't know, right? I didn't know that was going on. I felt like it was
Yep,
going on by Lauren, but I did not know the depths of it. And that to me is the most vile thing
right.
that another human being, besides killing them,
Took their
could
voice
could
away.
do to another person.
Yeah, and that's why
And
I
they
can.
continue.
I think Turtle Boy is right now the best opportunity to be like, I've got a voice and I'm ready to use it. You
Yeah.
know,
I mean,
it's
I'm
like,
grateful.
yeah,
These are called the tools of the internet. This is what I believe you have to do to
yep,
get things done. You got to be, I'm not a mover and shaker like all these other folks that I my opposition, I guess. But I mean, you got to do what you can,
Yes,
and it'll usually lead to something else. It'll uh, cause another. It's a movement,
it
It's
is.
fighting for justice. It's what I think it is. It's like going and what do you call those signs? Not on a strike, but
Like a picket sign?
kind of, but not for a strike. You
Oh,
go
not for
and
strike.
speak out a rally, not a rally, but not a
Like a
violent one
protest
either,
sign.
Lauren. Calm down, Jim. Okay. Just a verbal resolution. Okay. Okay. You got to make it clear,
Yep.
because yeah, it's
Goodness.
self-importance, And I mean, hey, that kind of goes with the culture too, in my opinion. And I remember telling Jen this because I could talk to her like this, like I could mention things and she wouldn't get freaking offended.
Right, right.
Same for her. She could mention things and I wouldn't get offended because it's just two adults having real talk.
Yep, yep.
And you don't know. I don't know unless I ask or do a lot more studying or something. So I had noticed because I watched, active Mormons and non-Mormons, all kinds of different spectrums of Mormons, okay?
Mhm.
Believing ex-Mormon, just all the things. And I noticed that in this one guy that I was watching, he seemed to think that like when he would watch General Conference, because it's twice a year, where the prophet and all the big wigs at the church, they hold
Right.
all their it's like when the Pope speaks in
Yes,
Rome.
yes.
And so he would say, "Oh no, they must be watching my channel," which I gotta say, I got it to give them credit. There is this whole committee that does just that. They know who I am, trust me.
Oh,
That's why I'm
goodness.
blocked from Tim Ballard on X.
Goodness.
So, and that's before I even went on. Yeah, he pre-blocked me. So,
Hmm.
anyways, I'm just saying, like they think that they're being followed or watched or and so that's why they're mentioning their idea or something, and I'm just like, whoa, that's a little crazy
Yep.
or different, like when I would go to church, just a regular church, uh, which anyways, um, if the message or whatever the whatever the preacher was saying, I felt like sometimes God was like, "This is just for you." Like the light was shining down on me, and I was like, "Okay, God, okay,"
Mhm.
but not through a man, like
Right.
it wasn't through a middleman. So that's kind of how I can explain what was going on. But
Yeah.
anyways, so it's just interesting. So that could be why Lauren might appoint herself to everything
Right.
because it must be about her. Same thing about Lori.
Yeah, there's a yeah. I'm not gonna diagnose anyone over the internet. Uh-huh.
I can't. I don't
I'll
have
keep my
credentials.
mouth shut.
And it's what is it illegal or unethical?
It's
It's unethical.
unethical. Yes.
Should be illegal. No.
It's not illegal. I'm not sure if it's illegal as a criminal act, but he
Nah.
could lose his license for doing that.
Yep.
Absolutely, and I think he should. So
I mean, not to mention the actual diagnoses or whatever, like for
yeah.
Jen, like for Lori, the schizoaffective disorder that I have
Hmm.
a screenshot of. I mean, that's whenever I noticed a shift because I was mentioning I need to go back and look at my videos from early or from around that time, the mental health concerns with Lori, because
Hmm.
again, I wasn't educated in that area. I'm not an expert.
Right.
They claim expert, so I'm
Yeah.
just like, what?
That's
I'm
something. That's something I have more information about that whole how that all went down that you and I should probably talk about. Um,
okay. And I have
because
what
it
Lori
is.
Hellis sent me, her email with all kinds of screenshots too
Yep.
that can help with that too.
Yep. That's something that could get into legal territory. So I
That's
don't want
what
to
I'm worried about.
go out with that in public right now, but
Right. Yeah,
but
and it's not I mean,
that's
I
a
hope
mess.
everybody understands, right?
Yep.
Because Lori, or somebody could walk,
Yeah.
and I'm not. Nope. Oh,
Yep.
that was my whole worry, anyways, to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And like
Absolutely.
I think I told you that I had reached out to Mark Means,
Yep.
uh, right while I was at Lori's trial, so
Mm-hmm.
in 2023, and I mean, I messaged him and I was like, "Look," I told him who I was, how I'm related, who I'm related to, and I was like, "Hey, this is, what I'm researching. I just kind of want to know if I'm warm."
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Am I on the right path? Okay. And I'm like, do not give me any specifics. Do not answer. I mean, like, it was, and I mean, I hated to be that way, but it was like, I just didn't, yeah, I just wanted to be
Yeah.
upfront with my expectations and what I'm asking.
Yep.
But he did say that I'm on the right path.
Good. Good.
So, and I mean, that was it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's all I need to know. Just like, and oh my God, I laughed so hard when you said get Mark Means to represent me.
Can you imagine the irony of that?
Their
The
heads would
beautiful,
roll.
delicious irony of you going after the Lord and Matthias with Mark Means as your
On
guy.
the swivel,
And
man.
he is a good guy. I know people hate him for what because he represented Lori, whatever. He's a really nice guy, and I
Yeah,
bet he'd
he
actually do it.
represented somebody.
Oh man,
Well, F
that
with
would be
me.
something.
I am not above, help. I'm
Yep,
not too proud. So,
yep.
but no, yeah, that'd be a whole nother controversy all in itself. So,
Oh, it would.
I
There would be
mean, talk about
YouTube
a
drama for
though, huh?
years. We
Mhm.
could keep all of these drama creators in business just from doing something like that. They'd be good for years.
Mm, yeah. Ugh, it's exhausting, man. I don't know how they live like this.
I don't.
It's not a good way to live. Like, it
I do.
doesn't feel
I couldn't
good.
sleep last
It
night.
makes
I
my
could
stomach
not sleep.
churn.
My brain was going 90 miles. I'm like, I thought I was past this. I thought I was, but it's still happening. I
Mhm.
can't be past it if it's still happening.
Yeah.
Ah, it's like I don't need this, man. Do not.
And you know what, though? It's effective for Lauren and people who
Yes.
do this tactic, okay?
Yes.
Because maybe, I mean, I'm sitting there making fun of her with the whole PR stunt. I'm like, maybe, I don't know, your people are just not on. They are really gave you some bad advice, okay?
Yep.
Because you don't do it this way, girl. But
Mhm.
on the other hand, it still gives her plausible deniability, and it's like a slow burn, a
Yeah.
slow leak.
She plays
And
the long
so,
game,
yep,
and
yep,
and that's what that is. That was
which I
another
can too. Not to
piece.
mention, but
Yeah, I can't either. But
mhm.
I'm very
I can
proud of
imagine. Can you
Christina.
imagine?
I can't. And
Whew,
that's the problem is
sorry,
I
I
can't
got excited.
understand someone that acts and behaves that way because that's not in my world of braining to think
Mm-mm,
to act that way. Like, what on earth are you
right.
doing? You I just can't.
And I
But
mean, what all have you been up to? And has everything always been everybody's fault? Has it always been your son's job to protect you, Lori?
yeah,
Has it always been this one-sided? And oh my God, how toxic, in my
yeah,
opinion. That must be toxic and
it
and
must be.
just miserable.
And that's the thing is I except for last night, normally I go to bed in perfect peace and perfect stillness and with perfect love and perfect trust. I don't think she's ever experienced that for a day in her life. I
Mm-mm.
don't think she has
So it's just normal
understood
for
what it
her.
is. Yeah, this is normal. This
Yeah,
chaos is normal for her.
that's
She's
scary.
been doing it for at least 5 years that we know of. 5 straight years. She
Mhm.
hasn't stopped. So this is just her way.
I'll I'll just say allegedly for everything that we said today. Just
Blanket allegedly.
CYA. Yep. And in our opinions and experience. Okay, thanks.
Yes. Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't trust people who do lawfare stuff. Mm-mm. Who
Yep.
weaponize everything. I'm good. Like, you can have that shit.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
just petty and bitchy, and there's no need for it. So,
It is. It's so petty. I
yeah,
mean, just thinking about it, it warps my mind. But yeah, I didn't mean to unload on everybody, but I mean, it just kind of finally for the first time in weeks because I've struggled every time I've gone live with my thoughts. I've been spacey, foggy, um, couldn't put one foot in front of the other, couldn't make two things connect and without going 19 hours or
yep.
something, you know. And I'm just
There's
like, oh, I was frustrated.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was done. I was
Oh,
frustrated.
okay. There's a thing in psychology called cognitive dissonance. I'm sure you know what that is. And we
Yep.
normally think of that with like political views and things. But when you're in a situation like this where you
Mm-mm.
cannot comprehend the behavior of someone, and you're trying to go
Okay.
one way, like healing from it and getting your everything on track, and they keep throwing these darts at you, your brain is like, I cannot understand this. And that makes everything feel like you
Awen,
literally on a
you
merry-go-round.
you nailed it. You nailed it because that's my okay, hold on. Hold up. So
Okay.
that was my whole thing. Like, why can't they just be normal? Like they are so
Right.
bizarre right now that they're scaring me. And why can't like I need them to be quote unquote normal? That way I can revel in this shit, you know?
Yep.
Because it's
Yep.
like, God dang it, you know, I've been waiting for this for years. And
Yeah.
they're all acting bizarre and shit, and I'm like, "Oh, no. What is this? What's going on?"
Right.
Now I'm worried
It
about
keeps
them.
you
Why?
It keeps you off your game because you have no idea what's coming next, but you know something is, and you
Mm-mm.
can't stop and think in your own lane for 10 minutes because this curveball is going to come flying at you out of nowhere. And you're like, what on earth? And you're
Yeah.
just spinning around. You're constantly spinning because that's called crazy making when we're dealing with people like that. I can't say the N
Yeah.
word, and I don't mean that N word, I mean the narcissist word. Can't say that word. But when we're
Right.
dealing with people
Narc.
like that, they keep you spinning so you don't have any solid ground to stop and think for a minute.
That's
And
the
so
whole
that's why you
Darvo type thing too,
yes,
and
yes,
it makes you look like the crazy one, and they look sane.
exactly. It's
That's what
literally called crazy making.
oh my, I never heard that term, but that
Yeah.
does sound so on point.
Yep.
And it's exactly what I believe the tactic was used for Christina.
Yep.
Chris
Oh,
we need to
100%.
say that that is Lauren's victim, in my opinion.
Yes, it is.
Not her
I
stalker,
agree.
her
I'm not even
victim.
going to say allegedly. I'm going to say Christina is a victim of Lauren.
Yep.
100%. Come at me, Lauren. Come on, let's go. Let's do this.
You heard Awen. No, I'm being
I'm
Come
trying to
here,
jump
boy.
up and down and get her to come at me so she'll leave you alone, but she just won't take the
Oh,
bait.
yeah,
So I
no.
don't know.
I appreciate it, but yeah, that's not she'll just tangle us both up.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I want everybody like, this is how one thing that I think could help clear people's minds because people are talking about this somewhat, at least at first, till they realize kind of how I fit into the family dynamics. And so they've been saying, "Oh, this creator who had K on," and I'm like, "My mom, correct? My mother. I came out of her. She named me. You know,
Right.
like that is my uncle. That's my nephew. That, like I gave a freaking victim impact statement for Charles, like what is going on? It's like some kind of that's how it's been though.
Yeah.
People have gone out of their way and I appreciate it. Okay. But I don't know if they think. And again, whatever, I'm not going to, but I'm going to point it out here because it's just one of those oddities that just is weird to deal with. But when people reach out to you and they say, "Oh, tell your mom and Larry we're so far sorry for their loss," and I'm like, "Sure, I'll tell them. Thank you."
Right. 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 Like you were
I
just
don't exist.
some
I'm not.
bystander or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's bizarre.
Yep.
And I mean, I remember mom telling me before, and I've experienced it myself, where you'll be in a public place or something like over there in Idaho. That's where I experienced it, but because it's small, um, and people will just stand at your table, while you're eating, and they'll just gush, and you don't want to be rude,
Right.
but it is a weird fandom type stuff that crime kind of think helps feed
Yeah.
and shape. It's just one of the problems.
It is. It is a problem. And I've noticed that through the years. I remember one of the very first times you and I talked, you were telling me about JJ. You were talking about him a lot and his birth story. And you told me his birth name that wasn't publicly known yet at the time,
Yeah.
because no one was talking about that. And the emotion, I was like, oh, I don't know. That I will never forget that moment
Oh,
of
wow.
hearing that love pour out of you for JJ and realizing, man, that this is a real family, real loss, and it hits you
Yeah.
like a ton of bricks, right?
Wow.
When you actually feel
When
it
it
first,
Yeah,
I
when it
don't even
sinks
know how to put it
in,
into
when it
words.
processes and it's
Right.
like, "Oh, crap," you understand the weight of it.
Yes, yes, that's
Mhm.
it. And that you are a real person. You're not some face on court TV.
Or
Oh,
a
here's a victim.
Netflix flick
Right.
or whatever.
Exactly. A Netflix doc. Yep.
Yeah.
And
And
it was
notice
like,
who's on a lot of those documentaries, by
yeah,
the way. And
yes.
that was one thing my source did say too, that
Hmm.
there was a lot of undercutting and sabotaging, which
No doubt.
again, you see Megan on documentary, you see Lauren and John.
Mm,
And I mean, I'm telling you, like this one time, not at band camp, but at Lori's trial, the day that she tried to skip out on the rest of the day because they were showing the autopsy. Maybe, I don't know. I had that weird stare exchange with her, and then I left because I couldn't handle. I thought I could be a big girl and like handle the autopsy photos and
yeah.
stuff, and then it turned out I could not.
Yep.
So I bailed out and I went and met mom at the condo right around the block, and that's when we got the call saying that Lori, they were about to have a hearing or something because Lori didn't want to be there the rest of the day, and Judge Boyce forced her to stay, blah, blah, blah. We left, went back, and then Gigi and Lauren and one of Lauren's friends showed up at the apartment, and mom had made spaghetti. So, I mean, it was just good to have a good home cooked meal.
Right.
And so we're all sitting around the table. The documentary crew is there. Like this one, none of the material from this time with the documentary crew um, ever made it to anything. So, not that I know of.
Mm,
Um, so, so they were going around the table and asking us what our thoughts were for what happened that day. And I was going to answer because it was my turn. And Lauren's friend cut me off and like just hijacked it.
ugh.
I mean, and I'm not like John, like
Mm,
still mad 5 years. I'm
right.
still hurt. I'm
Oh
still hurt
God.
because I've been holding this shit in. This is
Right.
my family, and here you are just bringing your friend who it's like, what? Just with all the other things, it was just a mind fuck. I went outside
Yeah.
and I cried on the balcony. I mean, I
Oh.
was just crying. That was it. I was like, wow. I'm very sensitive, whatever you want to call it. But it's it is what it is, you know?
Yeah. I
Sometimes
can't
you just
even
gotta
imagine.
fight.
I can't.
That's what I'm learning, like, you have to just speak up, and then don't let people I mean, you don't have to be ugly, like, I don't
Right.
think I've been ugly,
Nope.
but, I mean, maybe a little, colorful with my language, but, I mean, it's just my opinion, it's my experience, and it wasn't pretty, it wasn't nice, so I don't know what to say.
It is your experience. It's your life. It's your trauma, and you're processing it the best way that you can. And
Yeah.
that is none of Lauren Matthias's business.
But she put her nose in it,
Of course
like
she did.
so
Yep.
many different steps of this.
Yep.
And I mean, you don't like, I haven't had to think about all this because I've been preoccupied with the main event, so to speak.
Right.
And Lauren is just a pimple on a hiney, okay,
Hmm.
of this whole monster thing that we've been dealing with.
Right.
She's nothing compared to what we've been dealing with. And that's why it doesn't really, I guess, get to me. Like, oh, she's suing me. Okay. You know,
Right.
come
Hmm.
at me, bitch. Because what do you want? What more do you want, lady? Like, uh, how, and I don't ask those I was about to say, how far does it go? I don't ask that because I know better.
Right. Yep. Don't tempt that.
But but it also is exposing her even more. And I'm not doing anything but reacting to the bullshit,
Yep.
to her own abuse, to her creating that whole facade, that whole stalker story in order to suppress some bullshit she said about us at the end of the day. That's it.
Yep. That's
All
it.
that, all this, all this because she's too chicken shit.
Hmm.
So, my
And
opinion.
and that's why I came back, and I said I'm just gonna come back to YouTube because I can't stay quiet. I can't let all of these other people deal with her crap when
Mm,
they need validation too. You know, if I
like,
can help
that's
validate Christina's story,
so important.
validate Gigi's story by saying,
Kathy,
"Hey, yeah,
uh,
exactly,
there's a lot of us, and
yep,
some that we may not, we don't even know.
yeah." I'm sure there
Think
are more
about
we don't
high
know.
school or, I mean, at the news stations where she worked. I mean,
Yep.
who knows?
And
Poor
the only
things.
reason I knew about it was because I had people who watched me 5 years ago send me messages saying, "Hey, have you seen what's going on YouTube?" I'm like, "No, what? What's going on?" Like, "You might want to go check this out." I'm like, "Oh, So I wouldn't have even
Mhm.
known about it, except people who watched me go through it years ago said, "Hey, go check this out." And I'm like, "Wait, she's doing what? Wait, she said what about Kay? She said what about
Yeah.
Kresha? Oh,
Hold my
oh, hell no."
earrings.
Exactly, exactly. Hold my jewelry. Don't make me take my jewelries off.
Yeah.
But
Call a
yeah,
popo ho.
yeah,
Anyways, I'm sorry.
yeah.
I know. I
But
make a
part of
joke out of
part of
things
our
people don't like.
healing, hey, being funny is part of our healing. Like you and I both laughed our asses off watching Turtle Boy with those eyebrows. Oh my
Oh,
word.
man, the Mac
Oh,
arches, I swear I
yeah.
might draw them on.
I
Might
thought
surprise everybody. I don't
I'm
think
getting
I
my
could take
tooth fixed
myself seriously.
Thursday. On
There you
Thursday, I'm
go.
getting my tooth fixed. I'm going to go live, and I thought for the first actual on camera, I should draw eyebrows. I might. I just might.
Do it.
You never know. I
Do it.
miss you like that.
I still love you. We still love you. I mean, we get it. We can see past. We know those come off. We know you're still not a shitty person. Okay, that's the
Yeah.
difference. Okay, it's not opportunistic. It's humility, and
Yes.
imagine what this could be if Lauren had a little bit of humility.
Yeah.
What if Lori and Chad had a little bit of humility?
Yeah.
What if all the evil, monsters out there had
Yeah.
just a little humility and maybe had addressed their trauma or their issues from probably childhood?
Hmm.
Imagine if,
Yeah.
we didn't have a freaking monster elite system working against us the whole time trying to exploit everything every step
I
of the way.
know. It's
Crazy.
and not stopping. It's like, Lauren, if you're watching this, first of all, try to strike me.
Hit the like
Just try.
button.
But yeah, hit the like button too. But if you're watching this, just stop. You need to stop. You're not accomplishing anything except making yourself look even worse. Look at your sub count. It's going down every day. Stop.
You
Just
win. I
stop.
mean, whatever. It's because it don't matter to me. Like, you can't squeeze blood out of a turnip.
No, you can't. You're not going to get anything out of this. And we are
I'd say
part of
you
the We
already
Do
got
Not
it.
Care Club.
I'd say you done tapped this well dry. So
Yeah.
just move along and don't do it again. Don't continue to do that.
Don't find a new target.
Right.
Yep.
Don't become the story.
Exactly.
Report the story. Don't hold other people back, especially a family member of the victims. while you're
Yep.
smiling in everybody's faces,
Yep.
while you address me because I put money in your pocket. That's,
Hmm.
like, that's so gross.
Yeah, there's some people talking on Twitter tonight about, well, did she strike it while it was live, or and arguing about when
The
what the copyright. And
technicality.
I'm like,
Mhm.
the bottom line is, Lauren Matthias gave a copyright strike to a victim family member's video talking about their trauma and what they've had to deal with.
With
That's all
using
that
our
matters.
content,
Right,
using her
right.
content of our
Using
content.
pictures of your family.
Hmm.
That's like, you don't need to know what timestamp it was with it. That's irrelevant.
It's the whole point.
Yep.
You wanna talk about ethics, like, or just morality, like, what? Who does that?
Yep.
That's very ballsy. To me, that's a career ender. It should be.
Yeah,
Used
it
to
should
be.
be. It should be. Yep.
It used to
Yep.
be. Like, yeah. Anyways, but
Anyway.
people look at it more for entertainment. People look at it more as, that she's a rock star or something. I don't know. Maybe they
Yeah.
don't understand that I'm family, and they just think I'm some YouTube creator who's just some jealous bitch,
Mhm.
and who support I saw one where I support a stalker. So that's where they're still at
Yep.
in their process. So it's like, okay.
All right. But yeah, so I had tried to move on from it. I was obviously going to visit you on your channel and say hi, but I was just going to talk about my little happy toxic bliss stuff
I've
over
been
here.
listening.
But
I've been
I
tuning in.
can't. I can't stay quiet. I just can't when it keeps happening.
You don't have
You
to.
know. I
You know,
don't have to. I
I
don't.
try not to give a finality to anything, like, because, like, I remember not too long ago, a couple months or so, and somebody was like, "Oh, no, you're not gonna talk about politics." Oh, no. I mean, I agree, right? That was kind of my guidelines was like,
Yeah.
I don't really know politics, so there's that. And, um, yeah, I gotta talk about all this religious crap and all this murder stuff, so not
Mhm.
really, right? But, all my research goes to these people in powerful positions, and so that bothered me, I'm like, "Yeah, I am gonna talk about it." It's
Yep.
not gonna be politics, like, don't come here to I'm not gonna tell you who to vote for,
Right.
I don't give a shit, but, that is part of the story, and I'm not gonna sit there and limit myself, thank you, boundary, a little another oppressor. I'm a citizen of this country too, and I can tell you what it's like through my lens, you don't have to listen to it.
Yep.
And it shouldn't divide people, but it does, and it's designed that way, and I mean, whatever. I've had to deal with all the religious stuff already, so it's like,
Right.
what more?
Same thing with a different veneer on it.
Right, so
Yeah.
it's kind of the same thing with Lauren, or whatever you don't feel like putting to bed, talk
Yep.
about it. I
Yep.
hate that, like, well, I don't hate it, but I mean, just I've I notice when people put limits, and I mean, I understand if you're trying to be like balancing, and things like that, balancing what you talk about, what you think about, what you allow in. Yeah, I get that,
Yeah.
but you and I know me, and you know me and I know you. No, but I mean, we know ourselves, and if it's bothering us, it needs to come out. It needs to
Yeah.
be shared, and that way we don't carry that on.
And it
You know?
is part of the healing process.
It
It
is
is. When something
absolutely.
happens that brings up that well of rage, it's obviously something that you need to deal with. So I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm trying to be transparent about my healing process, and this is what I'm feeling. So guess what? I'm going to talk about it, and if I need to yell, I'm going to yell,
Yeah.
and that's just how
Well,
it goes. It's messy.
how many are in here? I mean, everybody in here also feels the same way and or are supporting you and then me also on the journey, right? I mean,
Yep,
this bothers a lot of people.
it does.
And I mean, it's really concerning because it doesn't bother a lot of people. I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
Maybe some people just don't like the drama. Maybe some people just it's just kind of like the church. People left the church, people don't leave the church, people fight for the church, people fight against the church, but the church never fights for anybody but themselves. Anyways, that was just a poor joke, but or reality.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the same thing. It's like the same concept. It's just different person. Like I'm putting different I have different ideas for thumbnail, pictures and designs and stuff because I've been
Mhm.
working with Lori and Chad and friends for so long. I'm like, "Oh, cool. I can do this and that." you know.
Right. Yep. It's something different. Wow.
The sins of our podcasters, man. I was like, "Oh yeah, this is so good. This is gold."
Yep.
Yeah. And if you don't follow my Patreon, if you don't become a Patreon member, then you support a stalker.
Oh
Okay.
gosh.
Just kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Still, it's pretty gross because Patreon does not give you protection.
No, it
It
doesn't.
doesn't keep your content offline. It just says a lot about who you are
Yep.
and what makes you feel comforted or protected.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I don't know.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
But
you
I'm
for
glad we got to talk tonight because I've watched it all weekend and I'm like my head is exploding. What is happening?
you
And
know
then reading
one
the
of the
copyright strike last night, that made me so
and
angry.
and it's gone now, but
Mhm.
is this because there's other stuff that I have to study and learn about too now.
Yep.
But lucky me, I love like look, I went and got my certification. Well, I got a certified occupational safety specialist. I have to say it like that or I'll forget how it goes.
Excellent.
But I mean, and that's people are like safety, like in the refineries and stuff. Anyways, that's what I like to do. And I like to like whenever back in the day before cell phones, uh, or getting in a car and opening up the glove box, and I would sit there and read the owner's manual and stuff. Okay, I'm weird. I'm weird like that. I'm boring. I've sat here and immersed myself in Mormonism for years now. I'm talking eyeball deep in Mike Stroud crap, listening to
Hmm.
all and they love to make content. Oh my god.
Yes.
There is no cap on these people. And so, and not knowing anything about it is boring. I get it. I've fallen asleep to so many things of theirs, but I'm made for this shit. My grandfather, my Papa Vallo, he created I want to say the FDIC for his bank that he worked for back in the day
Mhm.
for the entire bank, so that shit runs
That's
in my blood.
fascinating.
It
Yeah,
runs in my
that
blood.
is awesome.
Yeah, he was
Just
probably
to answer a comment from chat, nobody got struck last night. It was the copyright claim that Lauren filed above and beyond the strike on the channel, where she put in all the details about what part she was copyright claiming and all this stuff. And Kresha had that on her live stream last night. There was a link in chat earlier. And it's crazy. It's crazy. So that's what I meant about last night. It wasn't a new strike, just to clear that up, if that makes sense.
yeah. Now I saw Vexatious Parrot. Thank you for reading the LDS instruction manual so the rest of us don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's a public service. It's a
Hmm.
public service. Everybody needs to know. I mean, I love
Yep.
it. I mean, I don't love it. Oh my God. I love that I'm not alone. I
Yep.
love that, I was reading the comment on my TV, like fellow research nerd here. Like, right? These are my people.
Yep.
And I mean, again, I think part of the problem was or incentive maybe for Lauren to keep me within bounds, to keep me quiet and to not ever address me or acknowledge me was because to acknowledge me, she would have had to acknowledge my research. She would have had to have acknowledged the stuff I'm finding, you know?
Yeah.
And so if you just shut that up, then it don't exist.
Well, I mean, your channel name, Difficult Research, is so perfect because I remember when you
Hmm.
had first introduced me to the 12, I didn't know what the 12 were in the
Yeah,
church.
I had
And
no idea.
I got scared. I'm like, Crusher, this is scary.
Mm,
This
it
is
is.
some scary stuff. I'm like, ooh, you know.
It's like I was given whatever it is. I don't know if it's just a coping mechanism or something that happens with trauma, or I don't know. I don't know. I'm not the know all be all here, but I just remember feeling so fearless. I
Mm.
didn't care. Like, yeah, scary. Yeah, okay. So is
Yep.
murder. You know,
Yep. Yep.
like I need to just like I had blinders on and I didn't care. And I mean, I'm still cautious though, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. I mean, I've been very observant and careful, but that doesn't make, nothing's 100 proof except for, alcohol
Yep.
allegedly. But I mean, you just got to do what you got to do. And there's so many, I believe, so many other family members of victims in the past who either before the internet, before this time, um, where you can create your own YouTube channel and you can not be exploited as much. You can have a little more control over that.
Right.
Um, and just have people, raise your platform, amplify it, because to amplify your platform, it amplifies your message. And if your message is about getting justice for the victims or finding somebody that's missing, then I think that's the perfect way to go. Not perfect because nothing's perfect, but it's just another avenue, another tool.
Yep.
So um I think it's important.
Well, I
It's so
think
much to do.
I don't know if I'm sure you read all your comments, and I hope you know how proud of you the internet is with everything that
Mhm.
you have been through, and even the internet garbage, the betrayals by Lauren and all this stuff. You're still here.
Yeah.
You're still talking. You are still going forward every single day. And when most people
Yeah.
like me, I ran away from a little bit of drama. That was just a little in the big scheme of life, you know? You have
No,
been
you just
through
took a break.
things that I took a break, yeah. But you're here and you're still facing it and you're not
Yeah.
afraid of it. And that is to be commended. You're stronger than I think you give yourself credit for. Because I am astounded and
Yeah.
amazed. And I'm like,
Jason tells me all the time. He's like, "See?"
good,
And I'm like, "I'm
good.
not looking for that." That's not validation to me. Like, I like it is what it is. I don't know. I mean, I guess, but I'm still that doesn't mean I don't worry. Like I'm
Yeah.
intimidated a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little nerve-wracking and scary. And like the audacity, I'm just like, what?
Hmm.
Anyways, but and it's grown way bigger, but that's not because of anything I did. That's not at all. It's because of what she's doing and doing so boldly. So the fact that I'm not just gonna sit here and cease and desist, and just
Right.
which I did not receive one. If I did, I would never read it. I just I'm the
I
master
would
of
go
not
live and
opening
put it on the
stuff.
screen like, look what I got. I got
Yeah,
one.
here, let me
Woohoo.
be transparent because you're not gonna take my freaking First Amendment right away,
Yep.
lady.
And let me
Um,
transparently post all the things the cease and desist tells me not to while I'm here.
right. Yes, that's me.
Yeah. Yep.
Best thing to do is tell me not to do something, and then Imma do it, okay?
Yep. A cease and desist is merely a suggestion. It is not a legal order from the court.
Yeah, it's
So
like an
I,
NDA, you
yeah,
know?
I'm not taking your suggestion. I'm going this way. Sorry.
Right. Anyways, that's yeah, par for the course, man.
Hmm. Yep. Yep.
Um,
Yep. Yep.
but I think the most validating thing was going through the comment section earlier under my video from last night, the live,
Hmm.
and people are putting it together and they're like, "Oh my god." So
Yes.
to see that reaction has been phenomenal.
Yep.
'Cause I'm like, "Okay, all right, we got." I always feel like I'm just screaming into a barrel or
Yeah.
down
We're getting somewhere. We're
the
getting
endless
somewhere.
hallway. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that to me is the best,
Yep.
at a girl, encouragement, validation, you know,
Yeah.
it's just the message, right?
The message is being heard. You're
Right.
delivering it, and people are hearing it and getting it. And
As confusing as it is, y'all
yep.
are troopers for sure. Gluttons for
Yep.
punishment and troopers.
Yeah.
But
All right. Well, I need to wrap this up because I am about ready for bed. But man, I
listen,
don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring, but I will stand right beside you all the way. You
I
know that.
appreciate
Whatever
you,
you
Aaron.
need.
I do. I mean, if there's anything I can ever do, all you gotta do is pick up the phone.
I just want you
And
to be happy. I just want you to be happy.
I'm happy you're here. So I'm happy. I am. I've learned how to compartmentalize these things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Because
wake up
it
real early
is.
in the morning
Yep, yep.
to
But
mess with me. Three members of my family were murdered. I don't know how to explain that, but it's like, what else can you get?
right,
What
right.
come
What?
at
There's
me?
nothing else you can get out of you.
Yeah,
Like
like
you
the
can't hurt you any
hurricanes
worse.
came.
Yeah.
We had hurricanes ravish us in 2020, and my mom called me right before Laura, a day out. Okay, this storm was a day out. I didn't even know. I was not even aware. She was like, "Are y'all packing?" I'm like, "For what?" And she's like, Category 5 hurricane coming right for us, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure. Let me pack." And that's what I'm saying. All it was a distraction for me. And I remember me and mom had this conversation while we were evacuated. Um, she was like, "Yeah, it's a distraction. And that's, from the case at that time. So it's like, if that can give you a perspective of what it's like, you know, when everything is just poo-pooing on your head at
Yeah.
one time, and then it's so, I mean, Lauren ain't nothing. She's just another drop in the bucket,
Yep.
unfortunately.
She has no power over you.
No.
Period. Nope.
No, she never did, even though she was,
Right.
yeah, invisibly trying to control me.
Yep.
But anyways, all
Well,
right, girl.
she's
I
done
love
with that nap.
you. Yeah, she better be.
Yeah. All
But
right. So I'm gonna head out.
okay, yeah, I'm gonna
I
leave, and that way you can, tell everybody bye and stuff. So thank
okay.
y'all, everybody, for being here, for supporting Awen, and for all the kind words and encouragement too. And hopefully we'll have some news for you soon about Turtle Boy. He actually emailed me again
Nice.
hours ago.
Nice.
So I mean, I replied right before I came on. So
Excellent.
just whether you like him or not, he's a mouthpiece and he's a bigger one. So we
Yep.
need all the help we can get.
Yep.
That's what this is all about. All right.
Absolutely.
Love you, girl. Thank you,
All
Awen.
right. Good
I'm
night.
so glad you're back. You better stay around for a
I'm
while.
I'm not going anywhere. All
Okay.
right.
All right.
I'll talk to you
Justice,
soon.
justice for Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. Love always wins.
Love always wins. All right. Oh, it's so good to talk to her. Oh my goodness. I also, in the middle of the stream, realized how to put comments on the screen. So I've been playing with that. Sorry. It's like finally. All right. So yes, tonight's live was not as planned. I'm going to retitle it, and on Thursday, hopefully, we'll get back into the healing side of things. But this is definitely part of healing from this stuff, is processing everything that's happening. And because it's still happening, it's kind of hard to let go of. So, please forgive me for engaging in, I guess, drama. But this is part of the effects of what Lauren has done to me, is made me still react this way. All right, this is part of the healing process. It's obviously going to be a while before I am totally over this. I kind of thought I was. That was a little premature. So, you know, we will talk about how I have gotten through the last 5 years and what I have done to heal myself to the point where I could come back to YouTube and start making videos again, because that's a huge, huge step. So we'll talk about that probably Thursday, and it'll be fun. I do have one thing before we go. I always try to put a funny story in because I want to end it on a happy note. Um, I couldn't find any of my black leggings, all my winter pants. So I had my daughter order some off Amazon. And I was going somewhere the other day and I was like, oh, give me a pair of those new leggings you got. Right. So I take them out of the package and I put them on. I'm like, yay, they fit nice. And we're outside getting ready to go. And I'm like, what is that smell? And everyone's looking around like, I don't know. It smells like rotten onion juice. That's the only thing I can describe it as. Like, like onion, like rotten onion juice, if you could imagine what that smells like. And we're digging all over everywhere, trying to figure out where's the smell coming from. Maybe something died on the patio because we were outside. Couldn't find anything until I bent down to look by my feet, and I could smell it very strongly. I'm like, it's these pants, right? So I run inside, I pull them off. Sure enough, these leggings, something about what they're made, they smelled like rotten onion juice. We got another pair and opened it, same smell. So there's a life lesson. Do not order your black leggings off Amazon unless you particularly like the smell of rotten onion juice. So yeah, that was my shocking moment of the week. It was shocking. And they're in the garbage now, and I have new leggings that I got today at Walmart. So there you go. That is my funny story of the week. I'm trying to stay positive, guys. I will be okay. I'm just mad because I don't like it when people I care about get hurt. So I'm very, very angry with Lauren Matthias. But this too shall pass somehow. But yeah, man. So I'm going to take the next couple days. I did file all the stuff with YouTube to have the monetization and the memberships and all those bells and whistles. I got to make some graphics, I guess. I'll work on that. That's not the focus of my mind right now, but we'll be getting there. We'll be getting there. So thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I apologize for the dramatic nature of tonight's live. Not what I wanted to do, but this is real life. Real life gets kind of messy sometimes, and I was a mess. But yeah, please watch Feeding It linked. Crushes live from last night. If you want more information about what's going on and the copyright strike, please go watch Crushes live. It's all the information, all the documents are there, so you can see it all and understand what's going on. It was a fantastic live, and we need to support Crusha, so I would appreciate that. And now I'm gonna go and have a snack because I did go to Trader Joe's and I got some snacks. I want to go eat them because why not? It's better than drugs, I guess. Thank you. There's another link to the live from Feeding It. Thank you so much for doing it. To the mods, thank you all for being here. I know you're all probably kind of like, oh, Eamon needs a muzzle or something. Yeah, I know. I've never been good at being muzzled. I'm sorry. So I appreciate you sticking with me and keeping tonight's chat nice and safe and clean. Thank you so much. For MAGA, I talked to you in chat earlier. Was it earlier today or yesterday? Really glad to see you here. A lot of people I've seen from Nonsense's chat. Nonsense was here tonight and Crash's chat. Thank you all because I really appreciate it. I really do. And I will see you on Thursday. And I'm going to play my outro video, I think, which is the new song. I will have a different version of the song up for Thursday. So we'll play it one more time on our way out. Good night. And like Kresha says, love always wins. Let's remember that. Oh, wait, I got to set my outro video. Click, click, click. All right, let me know what you think of this song, and I'll see you on Thursday. If I hit the right button.
Come on and sit with me. Let's talk about everything. When we work together, we can find answers to heal the heart and mind. I have a lot of stories to tell. Times I ran and times I fell. I'm here to say it's gonna be okay. Take my hand, let's be on our way. We're sitting on top of the world. We're gonna rise above the fray. We're gonna find our peace. We'll forge a brighter day. Come take a walk with me.